Hello and welcome to step 7 of stage 2, just like before. Open, step 7 and open. So in this step what we're going to do is we're going to do some sloped insulation to this main roof, and we're also going to do multi-layer walls where we inspect and add bits to a main wall, and we're going to sort out some wall joints. So the first thing we're going to do is we'll zoom into this main roof in the middle. We'll highlight it, click on it once, user interface will turn green at the top, and what we're going to do is we're going to add a point. Once you select that button, the user interface will go green, and I pretty much want you to place it smack bang in the middle of that roof. Once you've done that, press escape once. The cursor will change, enabling you to drag over the little point, so you can edit it with the pull handles or with the number field. We're going to use the number field and we're going to type in -0.15. Once you've done that, press enter, and you'll notice that the roof is sloped down. From here I'd like you to press escape and then over to your project browser. Under sections, let's click on section 2. Once that window is open, I'd like you to zoom in to the main roof. Now, as you can see on your screen and my screen, the whole entire roof has pretty much bowed down in the center. We obviously don't want that to be the case. What we want is to taper the insulation to full, pretty much to a 0 point, with the structural slab being consistently level and flat. So to change this, we'll go up to our properties palette and click on edit type. New window will open, and at the bottom left of this window there's a little preview button. I'd like you to press that. This then shows you a section of the build up of our roof. Under the type parameters, the construction section, there is an edit button. Select this button and you will enter the roof build up, showing the finishes, the thermal insulation, etc, and the structural core. As you can see, number 3, the insulation is 0.15 and it doesn't have variable ticked. The second you click the variable, then press OK, then OK again, you will notice that our insulation layer has gone down to pretty much a 0 point, and our structural layer has remained nice and plumb and flat. Staying within section 2, you will notice that the geometry of our roofs and walls and floors seem to be intersecting and overlapping, giving horrible details. To sort this out is very simple. You just go to the Modify tab, and under the Geometry section you choose the Join button. Sometimes it's better to have multiple join ticked at the top, sometimes it's not. We're going to deselect it for this task. From here we're going to select this top wall and then the roof, and you'll notice that the geometry has joined. And then if you go down slightly and press the wall again, then the floor, the geometry is joined. Press the wall and floor again, geometry is joined, and so on, giving you a much more cleaner detail. And if we go back up to the very top to the roof, you'll notice that this wall goes through, so we'll click the wall again and then the roof, and it's clipped the brick wall to fit and join perfectly. Once you've done that, I'd like you to press escape once and then go back to your 3D tab and then pretty much center on the right hand building. From here I'd like you to select the main front facade. Then in the properties palette I'd like you to press edit type, and your preview button should be open, which is in the bottom left of the window. And then if you go to the structural section and press edit, you will notice that we can adjust and do things that we previously couldn't do with these buttons down here. So to show you what I mean, if I turn off the preview, these buttons are greyed out and you cannot actually use them. The second you go to preview, you're able to do that. But that said, if you change the view type to floor plan, they will grey back out again. So you have to be in the section preview for this to work. Now, as you can see, this wall is pretty much only one material, and it's brick. So we're going to want to add a new layer. So under the category of the interior side, there's a little button that says insert. If you press that, you have a new layer that's come in. Now we want to change the material, so by selecting the material, a little dot that turns up. So if you select that, the materials window will arrive. We want to have concrete, and the one we're going to use is concrete, sand, cement, screed. So once you select that, press OK, and now the material has been added to it, but we haven't given it a thickness. The thickness we're going to give is 20 centimeters, so that will be 0.2. And the previous brick masonry wall, we're going to change that to about 40 centimeters, so that'll be 0.4. And we're going to move the core boundary down once, so just down here, press down, so that the concrete, sand and cement is the exterior side. Now once you've done that, I would like you to concentrate on the preview window. What I want you to do is zoom into the bottom part of this wall, and then over here in the commands buttons, I want you to select split region, which is the middle center at the bottom. Once you do that, I'd like you to hover over the walls, and you will notice that we actually have lines that can come to the left or to the right of the center line of this part of the concrete wall. What we're wanting to do is clip this particular wall, the sand and cement wall, about 0.5. So about there, and once the line is over it, click once and you've actually split the region. Now once you've done that, what we're going to do now is we're going to merge the brick to the top concrete layer. So we go down to our buttons and press merge region, and if you hover over the middle line, you'll notice that if you go slightly left or slightly right of the line, the cursor icon changes from a grey rectangle with an arrow pointing to the right or a grey arrow pointing to the left. We're wanting to merge the brick wall to the concrete, sand, cement top section of this. So we want the arrow to be pointing left. Once you do that, click once and you'll notice the brick merges. Now from here, we're wanting to change the sand and cement to be slightly higher. So to do that, you go to the modified button, and if you hover over the top section of the concrete sand, you'll get the temporary dimensions. So we can change that to 0.8. And then click in negative space for it to work. Now once you've done that, I'd like you to press OK and OK again, and then click in negative space, and then you will see that we now have a different base part to the wall around the whole of that building. Okay, from here we're going to go to our project browser and double click on level 1. And I'd like you to zoom in to these walls that we drew previously. So what we're going to do is select this wall, right click, and then go down to create similar. Once you do that, we have actually entered into the tool to kind of duplicate these walls without picking the tool. So what I want you to do is I want you to draw a wall from this center line and then go up at 90-degree angles to the wall. You will automatically get dotted lines to show you that you are going to be perpendicular. You're going to be 90 degrees to the wall. Once you've done that, press escape. But you can also follow other walls. So for example, if I click here and if I go off at this angle, you will see that the wall below, this wall here, is dotted, and it's giving me an idea that I can follow that angle. Once you've done that, press escape. Now if I continue above that wall and if I hover over it, you'll see that I get a dotted line. So it automatically knows where the center line of that wall is. So if I was to click here and then go up, not only am I parallel to the wall below me and the wall that I've just come off, but I'm now also getting a dotted line from this wall to align things. So this is a great thing about Revit, is it enables you to draw lines and align things even if they're at different angles. Now the next thing I want to show you is the location line in the options bar. At the moment when we draw a wall, it's on the wall center line. So for example, if I just quickly draw a little wall, you'll notice that my cursor comes into the middle of the wall. If I choose finish face exterior and I draw the wall, you'll notice that I'm drawing the finish face side. But also I can press spacebar to flip the wall, or I can even draw another wall and do core exterior, so it draws on a different line. And you can also edit walls that have been made on the core line, so, or any particular line. So if I select this, you'll notice that the blue dots are on the core face. If I select this, that means it's on the main center line of the wall. So that can be absolutely anywhere, but you can change them once they've been drawn. So you can select it, then go over to your properties palette, and you can change the core location to wall center line. You'll see the update, or exterior finish, or core interior. This is one way of updating models or changing walls from the particular build-up part of it. Sometimes it's good to always use the exterior face or interior face if you want the building to be bigger or smaller when changing walls. Now from here we're going to show you how to edit particular wall joins. So under the Modified tab, under Geometry, you'll see a little button that says Wall Join. So it's pretty much a pencil on a corner detail. So if you select that button, you'll notice at the very top that our options bar is greyed out because we haven't selected anything yet. If we hover over this particular join here, you will notice that it's shown a line that our join is here on both walls, and how it's actually wrapping around the plaster and the structure itself. But we can actually go up to the top and change that to be like mitre, so it will do a 45 degree, or basically right smack in the middle. Or we can square off, or we can do a clear join, or don't clear join. You can actually use the view settings to create a particular view type for each particular wall. We can also do disallow join, so that breaks the walls, or allow the join back again. Once you do that, you'll notice that we have some problems because we're not able to do the mitre or square off again. So sometimes it's better just to do undo until you're back at the same place and then re-mitre. Okay, that concludes step 7. We'll see you in the next one. Remember to close the windows and do not save.